After 22 years of marriage, I thought I knew everything about my wife, Layla. I knew the way she laughed when she was genuinely happy, the way she brewed coffee on Sunday mornings, even the songs she hummed under her breath while cleaning the house. I knew her habits, her moods, her quirks. We had built a life together, 2 decades of shared experiences, sacrifices, and routines. But that life turned upside down one ordinary Thursday evening. I came home from work earlier than usual, hoping to surprise her. I expected the smell of dinner, perhaps her teasing me about forgetting to pick up milk, maybe even a lazy hug as she came in from her errands. What I found instead made my chest tighten. Layla's bag was on the counter, but it wasn't the normal cluttered bag she carried. It was neatly packed, too organized. And then I saw the note. I can't do this anymore. I need space. I thought at first it was about stress, maybe burnout, or a temporary desire to travel. I called her immediately. She was evasive, vague, distant. Then came the confession, almost casual, almost detached. I've met someone, she said. I can't lie to myself anymore. I can't stay. I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. 22 years, gone in a single breath. I tried to reason, to plead, to remind her of everything we had built, but she had made her choice. She left that night, suitcase in hand, and a driver waiting outside. I expected anger, outrage, and disbelief to consume our household, but nothing prepared me for the next betrayal. My daughter, Sarah. Sarah was 18, practically an adult. I had raised her to value loyalty, honesty, and family. I thought she understood the sacrifices her mother and I had made for her. Yet when I tried to explain, tried to share my hurt, she sided with Layla. You don't understand, Dad, she said one evening, her voice trembling. Mom isn't happy. She's living her truth. You can't control her. I stared at her. The same child I had nurtured, who had once clung to me at night during thunderstorms, now looked at me with judgment. My own flesh and blood, taking the side of the person who had shattered our family. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I felt the crushing weight of isolation, betrayal, and disbelief. But I also knew I had to protect myself, my sanity, and what remained of my life. Over the next few weeks, I quietly began documenting everything. Messages, receipts, her flight tickets, emails, proof of the affair, and the way she had planned her departure. I knew the law favored preparation. I knew I couldn't afford to act blindly in the chaos of betrayal. Meanwhile, I distanced myself from Sarah. I didn't punish her, but I limited communication. I needed space to heal, to rebuild, to focus on myself. Her loyalty to her mother stung, but I realized that this was not just about me. It was about patterns. Sarah had been influenced by Layla's narratives for years, seeing only one perspective. Then came the moment that changed everything. I discovered Layla's new life wasn't quite as glamorous as she portrayed. The man she had left me for had no stability, no intention of supporting her. Within months, she began calling me, apologizing, bargaining, even asking for money. She underestimated the resolve I had built in my weeks of reflection. I refused. I didn't want her back. I didn't want arguments. I didn't want to be manipulated. I realized that revenge wasn't about confrontation. It was about reclaiming my dignity and peace. I focused on myself. I reconnected with old friends, started exercising again, took classes I had postponed for years. I rebuilt my financial independence, my social life, my sense of self-worth. Each day without her and her shadow felt lighter. Sarah remained distant, but time changed her perspective. She witnessed the consequences of blind loyalty, the emotional toll of supporting betrayal, and the strength it takes to stand alone. Slowly, we began to communicate again, carefully, cautiously. Our bond wasn't broken entirely, but it was reshaped, tempered by truth and honesty. Months later, I received news that Layla and her lover had split. The life she had chased so recklessly had crumbled. Friends distanced themselves from her. She realized, too late, that her pursuit of personal desire had cost her 22 years of stability, love, and respect. I didn't gloat. I didn't relish her downfall. My satisfaction came from living my life fully, independently, and with dignity intact. 22 years had ended, yes, but from that devastation came clarity. Betrayal can wound, but it can also illuminate the strength we never knew we had. It can teach us boundaries, self-respect, and the value of patience. In the end, I survived the heartbreak. I rebuilt, I healed, and I walked away knowing that no betrayal, no matter how deep, can destroy a person who refuses to be broken. And as for Sarah, she eventually understood. She didn't blame me. She learned that truth, integrity, and resilience carry far more weight than temporary loyalties to those who betray. Life after betrayal isn't easy, but it's possible. And in reclaiming my life, I realized that was the most powerful revenge of all.